The Mind Media Awards are vital. They are so important. They showcase what is happening in 2019 and beyond around mental health.
The more we do, the better it will be, because people at home listening, watching, are affected by a lot of what we are showcasing and portraying. And I think that's what's so important, because the more and more we speak about things, the more and more people get help and also feel like it's okay to feel that way.
How mental health issues and just general well-being are illustrated in the media is so important, because it has to reflect what people are actually going through in everyday life. And this is a night to celebrate that.
I think we still have quite a lot of stigma to get rid of around mental health, and things like this that are so out in the open, so loud and proud, that can only help.
I felt like giving exposure to sort of the important topics that cover around mental health is really important, because it helps inspire people to go and get help if they need it, but also just it's a good thing to do, I think. And I think more stuff like this happens and the more people actually give it some coverage, give mental health coverage, it's only going to be better.
Mental illness doesn't target you because you're weak or stupid or careless. It targets you because you're human and because you have a brain inside your head that's made up of the most complicated wiring on the planet. There's no shame in it, there should be no embarrassment in struggling, and there should be no end to the discussion around it.
News coverage of mental health is filled with so many powerful and personal stories.
What is really special about being a journalist is to have such a platform to talk about the most private things that people have in their lives.
What needs to happen now is just even more awareness of what women of African Caribbean heritage here in the UK go through, because racism is a mental health issue.
The work you're doing, the good you're doing, is immeasurable. We know that every time mental health's on the TV or in the papers, people pay attention.
I'm optimistic, I really am. It's about, though, being kinder to each other and also being kinder to yourself.
I decided to write the virtues when I finally came to realise what had been at the root of my mental health issues. It was one of them things that at the time when I was poorly, I couldn't get out of bed, let alone think about making something from that experience, but it's been incredible.
When programs like this, women have pumped into my house, it's saving lives because it's so lonely, and you're coming into my living room and it's just really moving.
Every day is a little bit of a fight with the little monsters in her head, and sometimes they try and tell her that perhaps life isn't worth living anymore, and then we've got a fight on our hands for that day. You know, I'm up for it, so it's okay.
We lock people up when they don't need to be locked up. We use force against them when we should not use force against them. We shuttle them around the country in search of a bed in ways that you would never do with physical health. There is nothing that any government could do that could have a bigger impact on the happiness and well-being of our country than to properly address the needs of those with mental ill health.
Things are possible when it comes to mental health. Let's push, let's fight, let's keep fighting as ambassadors of compassion, ambassadors of mindfulness, and ambassadors of hope.
It's been an amazing evening. It's been a load of fantastic stories, brilliant people recognised, brave, talented people. We've seen how the media can be a tool for change and it can raise awareness. So thank you so much. Above all, we've seen mental health at the top of the agenda like never before.